Use linear interpolation to estimate the percentage of Americans that play online games for the following ages. We have ages as our x-axis, and we have percent as our y-axis. So when you're 15 years old, 81% of Americans play video games, and at 50 years old, 25% of Americans play video games. How can we use linear interpolation to solve this problem? First thing we need to do is enter our data, and so I'm going to go over to Stat. I will press Edit and hit Enter. And then here I'm going to delete all of my data, if there is any data here. And I'm going to enter in my x values in L1. So my x values are 15, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And now I'm going to move over to my y values, and I'm going to enter those: 81, 54, 37, 29, and 25. You want to double check that you have the same number of rows for L1 and L2, and we do. The data matches up. Next thing we want to do is graph the scatter plot. So to graph the scatter plot, we need to go to stat plot, and that is second, the blue button, y equals. From here, we're going to hit enter on plot 1. So I'm going to hit enter, and then you want to select on. So default is off, but we want to select on, and you're going to hit enter to select on. Next, we need to set the min and max y coordinates of our graph, and we'll do that with our Windows key. So I'll press the Windows key, and our x min, we want to use a value smaller than the smallest x value, and our smallest x value is 15, so I'm using x min as 10. X max should be bigger than our biggest x value, 50, so I'm going to use 60 here. We're going to do the same thing for our y min, smaller than our smallest y value, 25, so I'll use 10. And our y max must be bigger than our biggest y value, so I'll use 100, which is bigger than 81. So now that we set our window, we can press the graph button, which is right here, press graph. And that is our scatter plot. Now I already have this data in here, so I'm going to erase it. What you guys should see after you set your window and you press graph is just the data points. Right? Now we want to perform regression on these data points. We want to perform linear regression, and we're going to do that the same way we did in the previous problems. We're going to press Stat, then select Calc, go right, go down to linear reg, ax plus b, and we're going to go down to Calculate and hit Enter. And so here it gives us our slope is negative 1.4524 is our slope, A, and our B is equal to 90.2256. And that's all we need in order to graph our line onto this scatter plot. Now how do we graph our line? We're going to use y equals. We'll press y equals. And here in y1, we're going to enter in our slope. Negative 1.4524. X is this key here, x, plus our y-intercept, 90.2256. And now that we've done that, we can go ahead and hit our graph button. And this is the best fit line that was calculated using linear regression by the calculator. Now we want to go ahead and make a prediction. What if x is 35 years? Remember, our x-axis is age. What if X is 35 years? What is the corresponding Y value? We want to make a prediction. How can we do that? Press Calc. That is second. And this trace button, we have Calc there. We'll go to value, hit enter. And for X, I'm going to use 35 years. 35, hit enter. And it gives us the corresponding Y value on this best fit line. And so for 35 years, the percentage is Y is equal to 39.39%. So at 35 years old, 39.39% of 35-year-olds play video games, according to this data and according to this best fit line. Let's go ahead and try 18. How do we do it? We press second, trace or calc. We select value, and we're going to enter in 18, and hit enter. And so how many percentage of 18-year-olds play video games? It is 64%. 64.08% of 18-year-olds play video games.